Okay, I saw a car. I was sitting in math class, and I saw a car for real cheap. Let's go pick it up. Let's see if it's any good. Turns out it was good enough for me to buy it. So let's hop in this thing and drive it home. She's a little rough, and I'll go over it a little more when we get home. But boy, oh boy, she's dirty. Oh yeah, let's see. I think she's gonna need a clutch too, but let's get her home. Okay, we're home. Let me tell you the story. So I was sitting in math class, scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, and I found this Mazda that had been listed 15 minutes ago at the time, and it was listed for $1,800. So I clicked on the ad. This was a couple hours ago, by the way. I clicked on the ad. He said it was ran and drove great, blah blah blah. So I messaged him and I said, hey, what have you got some time? I could probably come by a little later. And then I mean, whether I missed out on some school or not, that's besides the point. I left pretty much right then and there, and I said, yeah, I'll come look at it now. And then I did. I was there less than an hour later, and the car seemed okay. I mean, it's got some things wrong with it. Honestly, the rust is the big thing. These Mazdas all rot out. Actually, this was sold in Ontario new. Down east, there's a lot more salt, but even then, they still rot out here as well, out west. But this is all rotten real bad. And you guys that down in the States that watch me, you take a look at this. I mean, this is painted, obviously, but just take a look at that and tell me if that's intimidating to you, because I don't know if it would be. The rockers are also gone. But what's nice about being up here is people are willing to overlook stuff like this in Canada, where things do rust out, and in the Rust Belt. Like, people will overlook things like that. But yeah, both rockers are gone. The rust is the big issue, although I think that's probably fixable. You can see this fender, different color, but honestly, that's not a huge concern for me. That's such an easy thing to put. I mean, there's probably 2 or 3 of these in this color at Pick and Pull. Needs a new windshield as well. That's another thing to add to the checklist. More rust, always rust. There's a pretty good gouge in that door. We might see if we can fix that. I'm not really worried about that. This, I would just replace the deck lid. This side really is honestly not too bad. I don't see much happening. We need to fix this headlight like we did with the last Mazda. And the biggest thing that this thing needs, there's a little bit of a ripple in the door, but the biggest thing that this thing needs, which I may or may not do, is a clutch. This is a 5-speed manual. So this is the second ever manual transmission that I've owned. My first one was the Mazda. And my God, did I love that car. It was so great. This thing has 278,000 kilometers on it. The mileage obviously was on the screen in miles. But yeah, you can see this, the clutch. I mean, the clutch feels great. There's no slave cylinder issue, which is great. But if we go ahead and fire it up here, which listen to it start up, why don't you? It's got a little bit of an exhaust leak. Oh, let me shut that off. Definitely sounds like absolute garbage. I hate that sound, so we're gonna fix that. I may or may not replace the clutch in this sucker. We'll see. If not, it'll still be a good car. Little miscellaneous things like the mirror glass and whatever. AC blows cold. Everything works. Cloud of dust came out, but you can see she needs a hell of a cleaning. That's really where I'm going to start with this thing. But let's take it for a little rip, why don't we? Radio works good. I already tested that. Yeah, we got to... Oh my God, that clutch has to come out far. Holy crap. Anyway. Oh, hang on a second. Now that we're seat belted in, here we go. That clutch has to come out real far. Like, that's too far for comfort. And now we got to drive a stick with one hand. There we go. But yeah, you can see she's running, she's driving. Apparently, I mean, the lights all work. Apparently the lights work, turn signals work and everything like that, which is good. But yeah, no, she drives great. Like, honestly, 278,000 clicks. There is a bit of a rubbing noise. I'm not sure where it's coming from. I don't know. It sounds kind of like it's coming from the back, but I really couldn't tell you. But yeah, she drives good. Like, she really does. And this I got, wait for it, I got this thing for $1,450, which for me is really not so bad. I was pretty happy with that price. It was good for me. My other Mazda was $850, sure, but who cares? This thing's great. So there you go. I put it in fourth gear. Is that fourth? Yeah, okay. But we're stopping anyway, so who cares? Anyway, runs and drives great, and it's a Mazda 3 that I got for under $2,000. In fact, I got it under $1,500. So really, this car, I'm not gonna lose money on. Whether I'm keeping it for as long as I thought or flipping it, we'll see. But either way, we're gonna do well on this car. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna have it for too long, but honestly, it's a great car. Like, this is good. She needs some work. She probably needs a clutch, but that's not gonna stop me. But this guy in front of me who's driving 10 kilometers an hour might. So yeah, anyway, let's get back to the house. Okay, we're back home. The very first mod I did, can you tell what I did? I took the damn front license plate bracket off. What I love about Alberta is they are just about getting stuff done. And if it cuts their costs of plate manufacturing by only having to make one, they're gonna do it. Because you know what? You just absolutely, like, it's redundant. Honestly, I know some people feel that you know, like if you're going through a speed camera the other way, you only have to have one speed camera in an intersection to catch you speeding. What's the value in that? Like, come on now, that's ridiculous. We don't need to be penalizing everybody every chance we get. We can all speed in peace in Alberta. Anyway, I took that bracket off. The reason it was even there is because this thing was sold new in Ontario, which means, actually I already said that. This thing, it was sold in Ontario, but that's the rust. That's exactly why it has so much. But let me, the second thing I have to do, I haven't even shown you under here yet. Second thing I have to do, which is very important, is get this damn cord out of here. That's another Ontario thing. We don't do that here. Come on now, get out of there. That looks terrible. That looks just awful. So now I'm gonna tuck this away somewhere nice and neat, just like this. I'm gonna tuck it right there. Okay, it's good. Under here, honestly, this hood, this engine looks pretty good. It's definitely leaking a little. Maybe I'll do a valve cover gasket because it's super cheap and just makes it that much better. The oil, I don't want to say it was religiously changed, but it was kept up to date, he said. It's been changed recently. Actually, the oil looks really quite good. You can't really see it, but yeah, that's kind of a good thing. It looks pretty good. The washer fluid is pretty much empty, so I'm going to put some of that in there. Power steering fluid's good, coolant's good. This is hot, I was just driving it. So the battery's pretty much new, so I'm not going to be, I don't know, I got to tie this down obviously, but yeah, she's in good shape. And just by doing those two things, here's a before and here's an after, look at how much better it looks already. All I've done to this car is take that stupid bracket off and put the block heater back in where it belongs, and it already looks just that much better. So now let's get it to the car wash. Okay, now that we're home from the car wash, we can really get a clear understanding of what the heck this thing looks like. There are aphids absolutely everywhere, and I don't know why. This fender's got to go. I just hate that mismatch, but I can find one of this color in the junkyard. The interior, still an absolute disaster, but the exterior actually shaped up better than I thought. This rust really is bad, but it's fixable. I mean, I'm gonna have to get a whole quarter from the junkyard, not back here because I don't want to mess with alignment, but I'm gonna just go to the junkyard and get a cut-off wheel and just cut all of this off at the junkyard if I find a good one, and then I'm just gonna cut right where the panel meets here, and I would just I'll figure it out. But either way, this, bumper's also got to go. Deck lid's got to go. Keep that lock cylinder, obviously. This side, same thing. I'm going to make sure that I cut right next to the gas tank as well. As many sparks flying, as I can. But yeah, let's clean this sucker out. Like, honestly, this is bad. This is bad. So yeah, let's clean it out. First, let's get all the crap out of the vehicle. So let's get a garbage can and let's make it sit. Let's say, where do I want this garbage can? Let's say I'm going to aim this camera in such a specific spot that this is going to be absolutely seamless. Ready? Take a look at this. Okay, garbage can is going to show up right here. Ready? Oh, crap, I accidentally teleported. Jeez, that's not good. But anyway, yeah, so here we go. Garbage can is here, and we've got a lot of garbage to go in it, so I'm going to start in the back seat here. Let's move the seat forward to get as much crap out from underneath as we can. And, man, these seats are all so bad. Like, this needs to be cleaned out. I'm going to get a run for my money with the detailing here, but, yeah, let's get this crap out of here, man. Actually, maybe this is a good place to do the snap trick. And legit this time, I promise. There we go. That looks a lot... It still looks bad. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is vacuum it all out, seats and everything. I'll see if I can get my tripod out for that. And I'm running out of light, so I got to make it quick. But honestly, this thing is shaping up. I went ahead and did the entire car. And also, take a look at this trunk here. I did a very nice job in here. Check it out. Actually, it still looks like crap. But basically, this thing just needs the parts list. I mean, the rust is the big thing. That needs to be mitigated somehow because that looks terrible. The detail was the other big thing. Fender, honestly, and then the clutch is 50-50. But honestly, it needs a trunk liner or a trunk mat. And that's it. This car and a bumper. But honestly, this car is awesome, dude. Like, this thing is just so cool. I mean, not cool. Oh, and a deck lid. It just kind of keeps adding up. Not cool, but you know what I mean. It's a good buy. It was a good car. It certainly was a good buy and not a good buy. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to polish this headlight out too, just little things like that. But look at how much better the front of this car looks now that it's washed. Like, what a difference some soap and water makes. Anyway, I'm going to get this thing vacuumed out. You guys don't need to see that. If you do want to see someone vacuum a car out, go watch Stoffer Garage or my favorite, The Detail Geek, because he is Canadian, just one province over from me. Go check his channel out, actually. And that's just totally unrelated. But if you guys want to see someone do some awesome detailing, that's where you should go. Not here, because I don't have time to film the vacuuming. But yeah, let's just get this thing clean. Okay, guys, I've now vacuumed out pretty much the whole car. Seats and carpet are still disgusting, but what's even grosser is the center console. Let me do a slow pan. I'm taking some pictures right now, but look at this dash. Like, and by the way, another thing I found, another Easter egg that I found while I was cleaning is somebody worked the hell out of this carpet. That looks like 2 eyeballs, a nose, and a sad face, because someone must have been wearing steel heel boots, well, steel-toed, steel shank, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I've got this brush, I've got this rag, and I've got this silk and shine. So I'm gonna convert this and this to something much nicer. I was gonna say to this, but I think you guys you're gonna want to watch this. I'm just gonna do it. Watch this. Oh God. What's this? Oh my gosh. Just the first few wipes are always amazing. That's crazy. Holy crap. Take a look at that. And also, this is piano black trim, so I'm using a microfiber towel, and I'm just running it in one direction. I am not going to do any circles or swirls or back and forth or up and down. Just that's how you clean gauge glass too, but usually you just use something a little more mild than this. But I'm going to use the brush up in here more. I'm cleaning the bezel. I'm not touching the screen at all. But this is not a how-to video on how to detail a car. This is how to make a Mazda dash look amazing. So let's do the rest of the car. This is crazy. Okay, those of you who are fanatics about technology, this is about to kill you. I know people say you're never supposed to do that, but I'm doing it anyway because, honestly, who cares? But no, this, man, oh man, this is, and it's perfect that that night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light that my phone is providing, and that was almost a copyright strike right there. Anyway, what I was saying was it's good that night has come because it's allowed me to be able to have the flashlight on, and you can really see in all of the nooks and crannies with this with the dust and all this crap with this light on. So it really does help. Like, this is where people touch and the finger oils get on there, especially if this was a work vehicle. I mean, this is what you need to clean. And I'm not a detailer, guys. I'm not a clean freak when it comes to my cars. I keep them very nice. I keep them clean, but I'm not a clean freak. So yeah, maybe this is offensive to some of you. I don't know. And I must say, part of me doesn't care. But if you notice that I'm doing something incredibly wrong, let me know. I'm always interested in doing things the right way. So, but I'm going to clean this too, because man, that's dusty and the brush isn't going to reach that. But little things like that are what you should look for if you're ever buying like a used vehicle and someone detailed it. Always look in like behind the back seats and in all nooks and crannies, like over in these little spots where people would just get with a rag and in there and everything. You want to make sure all that is clean if you're trying to hide stuff. I'm very good at being dishonest. It's my specialty. Anyway, yeah, so that's this is already looking absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna just move on, and any interesting parts, like maybe this, oh, that is gross, maybe this this boot here, let's do that too. This is how I clean shifter boots too, by the way. Just these brushes are worth investing in. These were $14 for a set of like 8, and they're crappy as all heck, but they do the job. And when it's a car like this, where it really just doesn't matter, then yeah, honestly, just yeah, these you don't have to worry about scratching plastic or anything. There's a lot of wacky tobacco in there, so I'm cleaning all that crap out of there. There we have it. And I know people say you're not ever supposed to spray this directly onto the plastics either because of overspray, but again, guys, I don't care right now. I'm even cleaning this thing that you're touching with your hand with Silk and Shine, which you shouldn't do either, and you actually shouldn't do that, but I'm doing it anyway. Don't. What's that saying? Do as I say, not as I do. So yeah. Anyway, I'm just about done. I think you guys have seen what you need to see. I'll catch you if there's anything else interesting. Okay, well, it's actually now quite a bit later, honestly. I'd say it's about a week. It's about, yeah, close to 6 or 7 days now since the last time I saw you, and there was nothing interesting. Really, basically, to loop you up, I finished cleaning this side, or loop you in, rather. I finished cleaning the whole dash and the steering column and all this stuff. I got all the plastics clean. I did a little bit of more carpet cleaning, but really not much. I just did more vacuuming. The big things that I did tackle were the seats. I got some carpet cleaner, and I scrubbed the seats all down, headrests, everything, because the seats were really quite nasty. That was super easy and quick to do. I did buy an air freshener. And really, that's about it. I haven't done anything else crazy. I replaced the radio, but that was just so I could add auxiliary. And now this screen doesn't work because it's from a newer Mazda, obviously. But that's also no big deal. I'll figure that out. Or just, the screen is kind of redundant. I mean, I just know how to work the radio. I don't really need the screen. But yeah, so that's basically it. Although I drove this around quite a lot. Now the other thing I did do with this thing was I put a lot of miles on it. I drove it all the way to Strathmore, which is a town east of Calgary, and I had a lot of fun with it out there. There's a video I recorded with some of the things I did to it, or with the things I did to it. But I mean, I took them off. That's the only thing. I mean, there's no. You'll see a YouTube short. Anyway, the thing with this thing now, to close the video off here. The struts in this thing, I ordered new struts because they are extremely bad. They're terrible. The front end is a trampoline, number one. And secondly, the clunking and clattering you hear, especially from this strut. I mean, look at this bracket, how full of rust it is. This one just looks bad. I don't know why that one's rusty and this one's corroded. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But either way, this tire seems to also be losing a lot of air before I forget to mention it. This tire is losing a lot of air very, very quickly. So this thing needs to be situated. These winter tires really aren't so bad, which I like. The wheel bearing on that side might be going. I can't quite tell with how bad this strut is because of how much clattering is always happening. I think it is, though, because of what I hear on the highway, so you never know. That I may or may not replace depending on how bad it is after the struts are done. The clutch I've decided to leave because it's not bad enough to go in there and replace it all. I just need to get this car sold down the road. I put all this plastic back on. That's another thing. That was really actually just took a minute or two because if we pop this cover off, you can see I was missing a nut. So what I did is I just put a nut on there. Took less than a minute to get all of this completely situated. So now that sits on there nice and comfortably. Yeah, everything seems to be going okay. Brakes, clutch, everything is good. The windshield I should really replace. I'm going to see if I can source one and replace it myself. I've done them before. I'm good at it. And I think that I might be able to do it. The trouble is pulling one from the junkyard. I've done it successfully before, but it definitely takes a lot of dedication. But yeah, so that leaves the fender. This gouge here really should be pulled or at least replace the door or something. This rust, though, is what I really do need your opinion on, because really, the junkyard is going to charge me $150 for a quarter panel. By definition, the size does not matter to them. If I just took out this piece here, because I had one rust bubble, they're going to charge me $150. If I cut the entire sail panel all the way down to the A-pillar and all the rockers and everything, they're going to charge me $150. So it's bittersweet. In this case, I would really only just cut probably back here. I'd probably go up over the gas tank, cut at this body line, and then cut all the way down to the rocker and stop. But do I really want to pay $150 just for that section? Like, that's a lot of money, dude. I mean, it's really not bad, but then, you think about having to install that. I mean, this all has to be cut out and welded in, and I have limited access to welding equipment, so that's another tough thing. This front bumper is mediocre, but it'll do. But really the back bumper is where it's hurting. The whole rear end of this car is hurting quite a bit. This deck lid, they also don't have any of this color in the junkyard. They have one, but every piece I need is gone. Deck lid, bumper, fender. All I need in this color, gone. It's hilarious. And everything else was there. All the doors were there, but the deck lid, the bumper, and the fender were gone. So that's hilarious. But yeah, so that's kind of leaves me in a tough situation, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. Anyway, yeah, so that kind of concludes the video. I'm not going to do a whole lot more. I might change the oil and stuff, but I'm not doing a whole lot more than that. We'll see about the windshield. and other things. But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave it. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike, but let me know in the comments below how I can improve, and let me know what you want to see with this Mazda. I'm not sure if, like I said, we'll see, guys. Honestly, the windshield is the thing for me that I'm really not quite, I'm undetermined. We'll see. But yeah, we'll figure it out, because I do want to get this sold down the road, and I do want to get myself up off the ground financially and content-wise. So yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts. I'll see you very soon in the next video. Take it easy. Bye-bye.